So you're ready to buy a house, and the first step is applying for a mortgage, but which one is right for you? How you doing? This is Mike Evans from the Choice Realty Group at Keller Williams, the real estate company, and Nick Christy from CMG Home Loans is joining me today to kind of talk about the two big ones that we deal with, FHA and conventional. Morning, Nick. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you, Mike?
Good, thank you. So let's start off with the difference. What is the difference between an FHA loan and a conventional loan?
So the main difference in terms of what's important to the buyer is a conventional loan is the most ideal situation for most buyers because sellers and their agents think it's a superior loan, which in some cases it might be, but FHA loan is just as great.
Yeah. So, you had mentioned on the seller side here, and sellers do typically tend to prefer the conventional over the FHA. I think they have a stigma over like inspections and the
Appraisal.
process and everything like that. But we sell tons of homes with FHA mortgages attached to them, and sometimes they're a better product for the buyer.
Exactly.
Why is that?
Yes. Okay. So, first of all, let's talk about quickly down payments for both. FHA is a 3.5% down payment every time. With conventional financing as a first time buyer, you can get 3% down. And then after that, it's always going to be 5% down for primary purchases. Um, Now, credit score and savings are probably your two big things when we're determining which loan product's best for you. So, for credit score, if your credit score is at, if you're great credit 800, 760, 740, 720, and you have money saved for down payment plus closing costs, conventional financing all day is going to be your place. But if you have a 680 credit score, 660, 620, 580, those, and you have a low down payment, FHA might be the route for you because your interest rate's going to be better, and your private mortgage insurance. If you have a low down payment, conventional or FHA, you're going to have private mortgage insurance. But if you have a low credit score with conventional, that PMI or private mortgage insurance payment is going to be substantially higher than if you have a low credit score and you use FHA. It's a
Yeah.
standard across the board for FHA. Conventional, that PMI fluctuates, and the interest rate is going to be tough on you too. So that's really what I'm using. And then your savings as well is what I'm using to determine which loan product for you.
Gotcha. Now, does an FHA loan always come with mortgage insurance? Like if I have 20% down, can I get rid of
Always.
that?
Nope. So if you put 10% down, you can get rid of it in 11 years. You probably won't be in that loan for 11 years. So it really is a mute point, but you'll always have it right away. And then with conventional financing, if you put 20% down, you will not have PMI ever. And then if you put, 10% down, it might go away in, 4 to 6 years, and so on and so forth.
Gotcha. Let's talk about that just for a minute here. What does the private mortgage insurance cover? Like it doesn't cover your principal, right?
The private mortgage insurance is to protect the lender from your default. It's
Okay.
not, it's not ideal. It's not, no one wants it. But for most people, especially first time buyers that aren't selling a house and getting a ton of equity, it's something we all deal with. I've dealt with it multiple times in my life. So
Mm.
um, it's not the end of the world. If you're a great buyer, conventional, you have great credit, 3% or 5% down, the PMI payment, it's going to depend on price point, but it's very minimal compared to your price point.
Gotcha.
FHA is standard across the board. For a $300,000 house, it might be $150 a month, and that just is what it is.
Gotcha. Gotcha. But it doesn't pay like if you don't pay, it doesn't pay your mortgage.
No,
All right. All right. That's just what I wanted to make sure because sometimes people think, well, I have insurance, because it'll
no,
replace my car, but that's not what this is for.
that is not what that's for. It doesn't come back to you in any way.
Okay. So, we had mentioned earlier FHA inspections being the norm, and with a conventional loan, there are still appraisals and everything that are in there. They just might be a little bit less stringent, correct?
Yes. So we don't. require inspection versus appraisal, two different things, right? So inspection is not required for conventional or FHA financing, but the appraisal is where we get caught up on. And the simple fact is that FHA appraisals have to be more strict on safety concerns. That's all. Handrails, broken glass, things like that, chip paint, like those things will have to be repaired before closing. It's it's not as crazy as is it's almost like a folktale now. It's like the worst. It's not that bad. I really, if you have a stronger offer in terms of money, and it's FHA, I really wouldn't, let the appraisal happen, is what I say.
Yeah. And, to protect yourself, you're going to get a home inspection anyway, which is going to point these things out, and you can
Yep.
negotiate those as part of your purchase to get them corrected. And usually that takes care of most of these things.
There you go.
Anything else we're not talking about, Nick?
No, I think that nailed it.
Great. So thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate it. And we'll talk again next week.
All right. See ya.